And I have found that if, when I do tasks, during that part where if I eat and then my body is weak and so I can't do things, now my body has to divert the small amount of energy it has down to digesting food, and it makes me kind of useless, and then I have to lay down. And then you start to feel better in a few hours, and you just have enough energy to get up to get something to eat, and you almost don't want to eat again because it's just going to make you have to lay down again. So I'm like, when am I going to be able to shower? When am I going to be able to do the dishes? Is there something I can do? That gets really precarious. So I was trying to budget my energy, because people who have CFS, they talk about budgeting your energy, and some people don't recommend that because you're not treating but you still have to do it. You can't use more energy than you have because you'll crash. You can't push against it like other things. But I'm going to start to increase. I can't be. If you rest too much, you get atrophy. You start having issues with joints. You start losing muscle tissue. It's bad. So it's scary. That's really scary. So I'm thinking I might try to just walk a certain amount of steps, like just walk a circle, like maybe walk like 20 steps before I eat. So what I've found is that if it is time for me to have my next meal, which is going to be soon for me in an hour, then I notice that if I do a few dishes, not like a whole, but maybe like a few of them, as I'm making the food, I'll make the food, push it aside, maybe do a couple dishes, wash my hands, then sit down to eat. Then if I crash, I crash and I rest for a while. And then the next time I get up, I'll do something small. So I've started to experiment with that. And I just walked at one point. I had a bigger meal than I'm used to with this. My fiance got me these Amy's bowls, and it was kind of a little large for me. I've been trying to have smaller meals because it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy to digest. So that was helping me too, having half meals more often. But now the last few days I've been able to have more. I don't know if it'll go back or not. But the Amy's, it was like a cheddar bowl, and it was a lot. And so I'm like, God, that's going to make me pass out with all of the like it's heavy carbs and cheese, and it's a lot to digest. So I had asked Gemini, I'm like, is there anything I can do with this particular meal to make it not take so much out of me, like to digest it, and for bloat. So I found out if you add like a little lemon juice or vinegar, I know that sounds gross, it actually isn't bad. I guess chefs do that with like mac and cheese and other savory things, is they'll put like a little lemon juice in it. Not enough to make it taste too weird, but it helps to kind of break the starches up a little bit. So I know it sounds strange, but I put some white vinegar. The apple cider vinegar I have is more for cleaning, so I didn't want to use it. It's not good. So I put a little bit of white vinegar in with this. It's kind of like mac and cheese. It's the spiral pasta. There were like either tofu or chicken or something, and potatoes and cheese. It was heavy. Old me would have been fine with that meal. But the me I am now, that's a lot for me to digest. So I put some vinegar with it. I accidentally put in too much. And you know what? It didn't taste bad. I didn't mind the tang with it. It kind of like gave it, I don't know. We all have different things with our food. Food is a big thing with neurodivergence. And some people there's so many different kind of food issues. There's ARFID, there's sensory issues and eating issues. And it's a lot, and it's very stressful. So just do what's right for you. And don't punish yourself if you can't do the same things as other people. There's a way that you could figure something out. But yeah, I did that. And then I walked around for like 50 steps, 50, 60 steps. I feel like I'm going to crash. I got, oh, so that tea I was talking about a little while ago. I put some adaptogen tea in with my herbal tea blend, and it has ginseng. And ginseng's good for you, but it depends on the state of your CFS, and I'm in burnout. It may not be a good idea. It may be too stimulating, and my system, it may actually put more stress on my system than it would be good for. I had to quit coffee. I ended up quitting coffee because I was so sick that I wasn't moving. And I ended up detoxing from bupropion. I started talking about it in like the last video because of this whole mess up with Walgreens system. They wouldn't let me fill a script that was in there. They could see it was in there, but they couldn't bypass it. So they gave me enough to last me a few days. But I was so sick that I couldn't get out of the house for like 10 days after that, or maybe longer. So I ended up going 10 days without a medication an antidepressant that I've been taking for 15 years. And I didn't realize, and I was so sick that I didn't realize that I was in withdrawals for antidepressants. And it was like exactly what I talk about not doing. And it ended up happening. And then something happened with my Adderall as well, where I went out without it for, I thought was just a few days. So I haven't been able to function at all. And it just had me down for the count really bad. So I didn't even know I was going without meds. So now, guess what? I am no longer taking bupropion or Adderall. And I have been off of bupropion since March 2nd, and maybe a month for the Adderall. I think the saving grace is the fact that I'm in menopause and that my body can't really make the serotonin like it did. Who knew you need estrogen to make serotonin? So I think the reason why it wasn't like a catastrophe and just absolutely way worse, the fact that I probably didn't have much serotonin to begin with. Otherwise, that could have been, that could be dangerous for some people. So that's where I'm at now. And I also found out that I kind of knew that those medications, so Adderall is dopamine, and I believe norepinephrine, and Wellbutrin is norepinephrine and dopamine. And I could be remembering this wrong. And the venlafaxine, which used to just be citalopram, but because of my exhaustion, and I had no idea I was sick. Like 5 years ago, they switched me from citalopram, which is an SSRI, to an SNRI. So it's an SSRI plus norepinephrine. So I had 3 different medications that were stimulants. So both, incidentally, the way that they work together is that both, even though they do different things, something about the bupropion and the Adderall was actually increasing the serotonin. I still don't understand this. They were actually increasing the amount of serotonin in my brain, probably doubling the amount that the venlafaxine was giving me. So not only do I have the crash of I'm already exhausted and I needed those supports to help me function and they're gone, but I'm realizing that they probably were covering up this health problem. They were pushing me through. And here I was thinking it was, because they already did a sleep study on me years ago and they tested for everything. So I didn't know about this. And I had never been to the point that I was stuck in bed. I just was like exhausted all the time. And I just was like, oh, I got to snap out of it. So it was like coffee for years until like menopause hit, and it's just like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. So whatever resources my body had to kind of push through are gone. So that's a pretty bad crash. And then to lose those things that were helping me push through, that's a crash. And then on top of that, it turns out that they were helping my venlafaxine give me twice as much serotonin as it's giving me now. So that's a tremendous reduction in medication. I'm just psyched I'm okay. I'm psyched I'm safe. I'm psyched. I was wanting to reduce them anyway because I felt like it was too much. But so it makes me wonder if all of these things being removed is this is the new baseline, that they were probably covering up this. So it's like worse now because I don't have these things that were helping me. But maybe it's good, you know. And talking to my prescriber, he says, you know what, maybe if how do you feel? If I'm feeling okay? And I see him again on Wednesday. That was the measure. You know, it's if I'm okay, then it's okay with him if I'm not on it. And I'm like, okay. I was scared. That's scary. I was on a specific medication regimen that took a long time to find the right balance of what worked for me, and to have two of them been ripped away because of circumstances that didn't have to do with me, and then being sick and in bed so much that I didn't even know I was going through antidepressant withdrawals. That's a trip. So yeah, I'm toast. It's a lot. I'm tired. I'm tired from trying to find the solutions. I feel like every day I'm working hard to do nothing, to not be able to do much. It's really discouraging. So, there has to be other people struggling like me, and I'm just going to keep trying, and I will share things as I try them. I don't know if this journaling is I don't think I can do a planner right now, but I know that I want to track. I need to start tracking, like, when I'm sleeping, like how much sleep am I getting? Am I sleeping all day? I don't know. I don't remember from day to day. How much food am I getting? I'm tracking that. I love you guys. I'm not doing this to complain. I'm just sharing all of these things that have been happening and how I'm trying to navigate it. And if you go through something similar, then maybe you'll feel less alone, and it'll be validating. And maybe we can give each other tips of what's been helpful to try different things. I'm going to start doing more research when I'm up to it, and as I find more things that are helpful, I will share it. And I hope you guys have a nice weekend. And if you have a good if you have a relationship with your mom, or your mom is still with us, I hope you end up, if you're able to see her on Mother's Day, I hope you have a really nice weekend. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.